All right. Hey, I'm Jamie with the Mary Sue. We're here with the guys behind Clown in a Cornfield. My only complaint about this movie is that I had to watch it on a computer. And I know. And so as soon as it hits Shudder, which is August, right?
August 8th.
I'm watching it on my 70-inch screen. I can't wait to see this again in a better format. Tell me how you guys feel about it hitting a new audience.
Well, I think, first of all, it's playing tonight at Comic-Con, so you can sneak into the big screen of it. And it's really cool to just see the audience growing and more people finding it. There are a lot of people that like to stay home and watch movies, so, but we made it for the big screen. So first it was the big screen.
And we had a heck of a theatrical run. So
we did.
Great.
We had a fun time with it.
So mad at myself for missing it. Adam, you wrote the book. Yes. Now, I don't often see the authors in with the movie creators. It seems like you got a little more say maybe than sometimes.
I wouldn't say about say. I just think I feel like I've been involved and supported and this guy and they've just been really cool to me. I don't know. I think it's just Temple Hill and Shudder's and AMC's approach to fostering talent. This is why I get to hang out and come and do cool stuff like this.
I would say he's being bashful about how much he provided to it. He was like, when I first started doing this, I called Adam and I said, okay, let's make sure we're making the film that he wants to see on screen. And what are the elements of this film that just need to be in there? And he gave me a list of 3, and fortunately I agreed with them all. And then he said, just go with it. Just do what make your film, Eli. And that was fun.
Yeah, I know a big thing when it comes to adapting horror books. It always says, it's scarier when you don't know what you're seeing, when you're picturing it. And I think that Friendo was a great transformation onto the screen. How did you create the look, how it would become?
John, it was really interesting how we went about this look.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a super iterative process. You just need that visceral reaction when you see Friendo, that it creates that unsettling feeling, but he's got to ride a fine line because he's also a mascot for this corn syrup company that used to be in the town or whatever. So you got to be able to buy him as he could be a corporate mascot, but also if he's kind of dirty and grimy and a little weathered, that's actually really, really scary. So we had to find a sweet spot. And we had this great makeup artist, VFX artist, sculptor named Doug Murrow, who was fantastic in sort of helping us sculpt and design. And he would send us iteration after iteration after iteration. And it was a combination of him and Laura DeLuca, our costume designer, kind of together. And then, with sort of Eli's guidance, helping sort of becoming there he is.
We started a little bit too cute, I thought. We started with the mascot, and he had little diamond eyes and everything. And we're we're making a horror film. Let's now go into the more demented-looking mask. And the justification was it's been a long time since this mascot existed, and maybe his mask was sitting next to a radiator and just got a little melty, kind of like the American Dream. It was and we were then as he has these red and white. This red and white suit that at one point I think we had stars on it to do the American flag, and I was like, well, let's dial it back a little bit. I don't want to be the boys here and have him wearing an American flag.
He's still kind of a deconstructed American flag. I love that. I love that look. Yeah.
So it's very Americana.
I grew up in a circus town, Sarasota, Florida, circus town. Nice. So I'm kind of desensitized to clowns, and you got me. I was a little scared. I was so for me to be scared of a clown, you're doing something right. One thing, this is a spoiler, so just if you're watching this right now, pause, watch the movie, and then come back. I was so moved by the fact that we have openly queer men in this movie who also get to survive. You don't see that a lot in horror ever, especially they're kissing, they make it out. I was so genuinely happy about that. Can you talk about that process and bringing that to life?
I mean, that's sort of why I wanted to tell this story, because there's these sort of B and C plots going on while this crazy A plot of the clown killing all these kids is going on, and the B or C plot is these kids sort of coming out together and reaching the point where they, because of all this trauma, kiss each other in front of everybody. But at first, it's it's a dispute, and that was really fun element to kind of tease out of the story.
That was one of the 3 you mentioned, the 3 things. Yeah. I was please get Rustin Cole, right? Because I've written a couple sequels, and I'm finishing one on the plane on the way back now. But I know how much those characters mean to not only me, but the young people. They're YA books, so the young people that I talk to these books with and hear from librarians and teachers, and I know that those characters are very important, and they're kind of the soul of the book a little bit to me. So that was one of the three, and I'm so with Vincent and Carson. I think they're just so perfectly cast too. Those kids are, I mean, they're adults, but but in the film they're kids, and I think they're just so incredible. They just look the part so much.
And those moments get such like a bigger reaction than I think, and certainly I expected. I think for any of us expected of like what those sort of key moments in their arc sort of in theaters in front of audiences. Like it's really wonderful.
I knew the TikTok edits were coming.
Yeah.
I knew those TikTok edits were coming.
Tumblr era. Oh my gosh. Like, I think about it, I'm like, Freddy's Revenge is such like considered like a queer man movie, but you're still kind of reaching for it. You're not. It's not blatant, and so it really, as a queer horror fan, it really meant a lot.
Well, to me also, it's not pointed at. Like this doesn't have to be called like an LGBTQ film. This is just a film that has gay people in it, like the rest of like life does. So,
exactly.
Great.
So you brought up the sequel books. I'm sure you've gotten asked a million times, but I can't sit here and not ask you when we're getting more movies.
Look at me.
That's for
producer. Just stare at the producer.
Clown in a Cornfield Part 2 is, I think you can say is in the works.
I think we're.
He said we can say. He said we
can
can
say
say
it.
it's in the works.
Well, wait. Can we?
I think I
You just
said
said it.
Breaking news.
Oh, you
Breaking
can't unlock
news.
that box. Let's do it. We did
This
it.
is breaking news. Clown in a Cornfield may or may not be in the works.
He just said it. He said it is. He said we're allowed to say it.
Well, you heard it here first. Mary Sue, breaking news. I can't wait. And we're getting a fourth book.
Fourth book, Clown of the Cornfield 4, lights, camera, friendo, exclamation point. So it is the meta one. The books have been, my whole goal with the books has been like, I don't want them to be meta and self-reflexive because they're meant for teens, and I want them to be a first horror experience for teens, and I don't want them to feel super fourth wall breaking, and that's all out the window with 4. It's just, it's a fun, if you hung on by the fourth book, I think we're entitled
graduated.
to. We're entitled to do exactly. Yeah, this is welcome to the meta
Even
big leagues.
in our movie, we're making a movies inside of the movie. So,
Yeah, it's getting real confusing as I'm writing this.
That's up my alley. I can't wait.
real
I'm
Dark
ready.
Tower stuff. Yeah.
We're at Comic-Con, so I have to ask, you guys have an activation. What has that been like? Did you get to see it?
It was sick.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so insane because I didn't expect them to have that much detail. Have you done it?
Not yet,
Yeah,
no.
It's unbelievable.
But now I'm a fan, so I'm going to go.
It's an actual corn maze that you can get lost in for a while.
Yeah, it's not like
Friendo-
it's like a haunted house, but it's like it's a literal maze. Like
It's
they
dark.
let you walk around and get lost
Yeah.
in it, and
your
Fred
eyes
knows
are
with
adapted
chainsaws,
to it,
and
it's terrifying. And there's Friendo with a chainsaw running after you.
Maybe I won't go.
I've done it 3 times. It's really fun. You'll like it.
Awesome. Well, it was great to talk to you guys. I'm so hyped to watch this again when it hits streaming. So thank you so much.
you.
Thank
Thank you so much.